This isn't even their final form.
And we won't see that probably ever again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's awesome to see.
No matter what, we're gonna be rich.
Yeah, I see that.
It's certainly interesting.
Wait, what now?
Oh,
Wait,
Eagle!
hold on. Well then,
Oh my god.
they came in the right order too.
Good. 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 Good.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what now? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, what now? Good evening, and welcome everybody to THL's first and sexiest official recap show. We got awesome shit in line for tonight. On tap, we're going to bring in the mage expert himself. We're going to have Cheesy 10 with us this evening. We're going to return to
Hello.
Miss Sally's Poetry Corner. We're going to have some ad-libs if there's time. Our house rules for the evening are the Feels Anything Man, Free Pepe. Pepe is love, not hate, 2016. Power Rankings Power Hour. Whenever we talk about Call of the Wild or the Hunter and the Bible thumpness around it, you guys can't see me, I'm air quoting. I'm doing the air quotes for the Bible thumping. And whenever we use the damn word nerf. So those are our rules for the evening. And for some reason, chat is not working for me. That feels bad, man. Anywho, let's get this fucking thing going. Anchoring us in the corner, sitting on his pile of potatoes, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mange. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm wonderful. I'm just finished writing my haiku. Really excited about this. How are you guys?
Great. I'm so happy that I'm gonna be, formatting the fucking haiku in the moment. But I got you, boo.
My bad.
I got you. We'll get it up there for Miss Sally to grade and hang on the wall with a gold star. I really don't understand why chat is not. There we go.
Hey.
Fix chat. All right. So our guest for this evening, I'm super happy to have him on here. Honestly, it's been I can't believe it's taken us this long to get him on here. But
Yeah.
the mage expert himself, Cheesy 10. How are you, sir?
I am very good. Actually, I'm a bit sad about some of the nerfs, but I'm still good.
Well, we're gonna get into that a little later in the show. We're gonna get right into the THL content to start. Hold on a second. Hey fam, check out the content that corresponds to this show on the THL sister stream. What the fuck is this shit, Nade? What the fuck is this shit?
Is he streaming chat again? I'm just pulling up the stream now. I want to.
I have to pause it. Right now it says offline, but
Okay.
oh god, fucking damn it! What is that? Kill it with fire! Holy
Is he streaming
shit!
chat?
He's streaming chat with this ugly fat motherfucker in the background. It's hideous. Oh god, kill it with fucking fire.
Is it Cass? What is it?
Wow. Alright. Sorry, that threw me off. Nade, you're the man. I love you. Let's get into some THL content. Let's talk about the week that just passed. Week 2 of Season 4. Some crazy shit went down. Let's talk about that crazy shit right off the bat. Our individual picks for the upset of the week. This is team-based, fellas. Mange, what you and we're in the same fucking boat. I don't even care. Like, I think this was definitely a shocker to us all. But tell us about it, man.
The noob fucking suck. 1600 dust took him to the woodshed. 4 out of 5 matches. It was like pretty much the opposite of what I expected. I don't know what's going on down there, but that's nuts.
Yeah. I have to say, man, nobody has ever doubted Ridiculous Hat's skill. When he came to this league, I know many of us were hyped on him. A name that a lot of us recognized, but holy fuck, 3-0 in Race C up in that one spot. And then the rest of the team just putting in work with Josh Sampson. Did you even fucking play? Like, was this a DQ? Come on, man. I know you're 12, but Orbach's a beast. What the fuck is this? You can't get a match?
I
And
think I
yeah.
think we know for 2 weeks that married Josh Sampson is a far worse player than unmarried Josh Sampson.
I think she took his nuts and some of his Hearthstone playing time away. Yeah, I said it. You know where I'm at, Josh Sampson. You come talk about it. I do have to say I'm shocked as fuck about Ham getting swept. He's one of the stronger 5 seeds in the league.
Yeah.
That one surprised me. Cheesy, did you watch this play out at all down there in the orange and green division, 1600 dust and the fucking noobs?
I didn't really pay too much attention to this match other than Racy getting 0-3'd again.
Mm.
So that's a bit concerning, honestly. Like, it could just be variance, but also it might be the mage he's bringing. As the mage expert, I'll tell you,
It's
bring Hunter
questionable.
instead.
So, Cheesy, who'd you have for your week 2 upset of the week?
So I was under the impression that we were all gonna have a different one, and
Mm.
then if I was choosing the best upset, it would obviously be Team 1600 Dust versus the Noobs, but I instead went with the Generals beating the Yogg Champs because I really did not have much faith in this Generals lineup, and I still don't have much faith in their 1, 2, and 3,
Wow.
but their 4 and 5 seeds have been playing really well these past 2 weeks.
Shots fired.
Mark Shire, you're usually in chat. I just want you to be listening, man. Um, wow. So, I do respect and appreciate the fact that you brought original thought here, and I was somebody that I'm very hyped on the Yogg champs. I was last season on the bandwagon a little bit. They made it to the playoffs. They did a fairly good job there. Um, but this was not a matchup that I expected them to do well in either. So I think I
I
actually picked
mean,
them to win, but I didn't really think they would.
I just felt like the
Yeah.
Yogg champs were strong enough, like at the top, like to beat the top 3 seeds. And all they had to do is not kind of suck too much in the 4 and 5 seeds, and that kind of happens. So I think the
Yeah.
Yogg champs kind of blew it this week.
Oh, Yogg champs! Wow, you blew it. You didn't just lose; you fucking blew it. Ah, speaking of people blowing it, I think we're going to talk about some other potential could have been upset topics as we talk about our shocker of the week. Now, this could go to either an individual player or this could go to a team. And Mange, it looks like you went the player route. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts here, man.
Yeah. So I went with 5 seed sub Odef over the Anarchist. I feel like Anarchist is one of the better 5 seeds in the league, and I know that Odefin has struggled in his time in the league. So that result was like, whoa,
Hmm.
especially as he was coming in like I said as a sub off the bench, and so I don't know how much Hearthstone he's been playing or what, but yeah, that was nuts. It's all nuts.
We were shocked about it over here too, to be honest with you. And I don't know if that coming off the bench didn't end up helping Odafin. He's kind of a question mark. I don't know. I won't lie. I won't know. I don't know how it played out. I don't know if Anarchist was caught off guard or if he prepared and got what he expected. But definitely a shock over here. So much to the point that I have the overall matchup of Entropy versus Aeon as my shocker. Um, Aeon won last week, for those who aren't aware of it yet, over Entropy. Um, it's not so much that they won. Aeon's a great team. I think a lot of people have them very high in the preseason rankings. I would not call it an upset, as I think it was two fairly evenly matched teams going in. It was more so the ass whooping that I felt Aeon handed Entropy, as they won every match either 3-1 or 3-0, except for D Lyman taking out Dot Dark. And Top Hat Demon heard that he had to face Imbol, didn't even bother showing up for the match this week. Um, Watch, I don't blame him. But I was very shocked at the level to which Aeon beat Entropy this week, um, with 4 out of Entropy's 10 points coming off of a DQ victory. Cheesy, you got any thoughts on this one?
I do. I think Aeon is honestly the best team in the league, if I do say so. Like, if they can get past the DQ loss, I think they are the best team. I think they're better than Team Rank 5. And I think Entropy is probably like third or fourth best. So, like, it, I agree it wasn't really a shocker that Aeon won. I think they were favored, but winning by that much, only holding the Entropy to 6 points if you don't count the DQ.
Mm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and that was my mindset too. I'm not really counting the DQ because all that proves is that InBulk knows what 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is. Um, I don't even know if that was the DQ reason, guys. It could have been something completely different, but we won't dive too deeply into that. And I think Slim used to promote it a lot on here. You can't really tell a lot from a DQ win. So to Cheesy's point, Entropy really only did get 6 points. That's all they earned. They got the extra 4 that brought them up to 10. But definitely a very strong showing and possibly a statement win for Aeon there. Cheesy, who is your shocker of the week?
Like you guys said for the upset, I put it for the shocker. 1600 Dust, like destroying the noobs. It wouldn't have been too much of an upset if they just, or a shock if they just won, like in a close match. But getting 3 sweeps and then one other win, that's a really big margin of victory.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Nate, last week, I told you guys to keep your heads up over there in Noob Central. This week, I'm gonna tell you get your heads out of your fucking asses, because you guys are better than that. I don't think that 1600 Dust is as weak as we originally thought they were, but I also don't think they're this good. Get it together, noobs, or else I'm gonna have to jump ship on you. And I hate being that guy that's like, "Yep, fuck you. You're going under. I ain't going with you." So get it together, noobs. All right, so how about some key wins of the week? Last week we called this the team on the fringe that got victory they needed, but now that some question marks are kind of settled for us, who got a win that they needed for either confidence points or to stay relevant this week? Mage, who'd you put down?
Yeah, so I went with Puma's BFF over Boom Boom Hall. If you guys were in Discord, you heard Avatar literally coming apart at the seams. And it was so fucking glorious. And, Pumas was giving his match update to Lemur. So Lemur was laying at the chest, and then he got down 1-0, and then it was 1-1, and he got down 2-1. And just every time he lost, it was just Lemur, Brunson, and G-Net. They were just all just going at it. And, oh my god, it was so great. But at the end of the day, Pumas pulled it out, and he got Avatar a win with that win. And honestly, it kept them together for another week because it was all over. It was over.
For those of you who have not been in Discord, get in Discord. It's some Days of Our Life shit. Just get yourself some popcorn, and when you see any 2 members of Avatar in chat at the same time, just poke the bear a little bit and sit back and enjoy that popcorn. It's a great time.
Avatar is my favorite team in the league right now for this reason.
I went with key win of the week, Ridiculous Hat over Ray C. 1600 Dust has affectionately earned the nickname, and they've owned it, of 1200 PR. And one of the biggest deficits that they're going to face time and time again is in that 1 seed. So I think this was a huge win for them, not only as a team, but for Ridiculous Hat over Ray C in a 3-0 fashion, showing that you can put him in the ring with the big dogs, and he'll put up a fight, and he'll win a few of those too if you give him a shot. So I think this is huge for both morale and statistics for the team, and Ridiculous Hat holding it down over there in the 1 seed for 1600 Dust. Cheesy, who you got, man?
My key win of the week was Odefen beating the Anarchists. I just think it was a super unfavored matchup for Ion with Odefen, but him managing to get the win really swung the series, even though they had a DQ. And had Odefen lost, like it was just expected of him to probably, then Entropy goes on to win that series. So I think Odefen like really pulled it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys, you saw that in the shocker. You saw that in the upset. That was not expected. That was not expected. So what did we learn from teams this week? So when we look at the matchup, and I'd like to remind you guys that are watching, a lot of these scores are after a +3 bonus to the team for winning the matchup. So, for instance, when I talk about the 20-6 win for 1600 Dust over the Noobs, it was 17 before they got that bonus. That'll be more relevant in a minute. But what did we learn from the 1600 Dust victory? Did we learn that they are not as weak as we thought, or did we learn that the noobs are just a steaming pile of shit?
I
Uh,
mean,
I
I
think
think it's kind of a combination of both, really.
I
Like,
probably I agree.
like if you look at the history of THL power rankings and the 3 seasons that it's been done, and season 2 and season 3, the bottom ranked team has gone on to do very well in the season, and I don't think this is going to be an exception to the rule.
Mm.
I think that's what we learned, right? We didn't know anything about 1600 at all. Obviously their week one was rough, but for them to turn it around so dramatically, they have some fortitude, they have some cojones,
Yep.
and they didn't back down. You know, they own, like you said, they own the Team 1200 PR and Facebook group, which was really cool. And then they just came out and won. It was like, all right, what's up? And I'm really excited to see them going forward.
Yeah, and just for those of you who Cheesy is spot on. Last season was Avatar, who started as the preseason quote unquote worst team in the league, mainly due to a lack of information and a lot of PR left on the table, and they went on to be our runners up. And I feel like 1600 Dust is kind of getting that same treatment of all we really have to look at for them is the PR they left on the table, and there's only really a couple familiar names over there to us. One of the major ones being Ridiculous Hat that we've known prior. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they shatter expectations. Get together, you shitters, you fucking noobs. What did we learn from Avatar over the Defias Brotherhood? Now this was a 13-12 win before the bonus 3. That's why I brought that point up. If you look at the scoreboard now, it says they won 16-12, but it was actually only a 1-point victory for Avatar over the Defias Brotherhood. What did we learn, and who did we learn it about between Avatar and the Defias?
I
Um,
mean,
Go ahead.
Avatar, I think we learned that, like, they're going to be playing people close, and I don't think they're a very cohesive team. And yeah, that's mostly it.
Yeah, they weren't blown out, and they ended up winning a close. I think just looking at like a personal or like a player basis, Pumbaa's BFF picking up a win over a good 2 seed like Boom Boom Hall, like that has to do a lot for his confidence to know like, hey, I can do well in the 2 seed. Um, I mean,
And
I
based on classes, it doesn't look like too much of a meme was brought by Pumbas.
yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, we learned that Vedney's still not reliable.
Mm. Um,
Rip Bendy.
I think we also learned that G-Nets might be a free agent next season, guys. You know, so just saying, the kid's a stud. Pick him up. um, and last but not least, what did we learn from NWA 17-11 over Netherstorm?
Rip.
Rip is what we learned.
Uh,
Uh, we were
I
all
think
super hyped. Yeah, go ahead, Mange.
I think that I mean it's still early, so they have plenty of time to turn around. But I think now we're starting to see that the middle of the Netherstorm roster isn't quite holding up.
Mm.
Uh, this is now second straight week that they've lost most of the middle seeds. Easy's still pretty.
Can
NWA
win.
is Crayon Firebat? Does anyone know? Crayon might be Firebat.
Are you sure he's not Sneaky Hero?
I mean, something's going on because he just doesn't lose.
So I think what actually happened is I think Jody just got the login for Cran's account, and the two figure out who's got the better lineup to go against their opponent, and they've been switching on and off. So Cheesy, you're over there in Netherstorm. I kind of threw this in here intentionally because Mange and I give a great insight on Entropy and Team Rank 5 because we're a part of it. And Netherstorm is a team that a lot of us were really hyped on in the preseason. You're taking on water, but I'm not jumping ship yet. So, what did you guys learn about yourselves this week?
I mean, I think we kind of learned that we need to bring better decks, sort of. and decks we can play more comfortably that we're used to. And so, and also we've started practicing more as a team. So I think we just learned that we need to put more time in Hearthstone.
So,
And
yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry.
it's just going to be interesting with the new nerfs coming along, how it's
Yeah.
going to shake up.
So here's a question for both of you. I want Mange's non-Netherstorm opinion first, and then I want to come over to you there, Cheesy. Um, we see Gemini fall to a well-respected Druid. For those of you who have not followed along, Druid's PR is like, I think that's from beta. I think he played really early on in THL, went away for a couple seasons, and came back a much improved player. So that 106 is not really truthful there. But we see Gemini, who dropped a total of, I want to say, 2 or 1
Yeah.
all last season, has already dropped 2 this season. How's she do? How do you think she's doing there, Mange? And is it what do you think might be contributing to this early struggle? Because I think she's still a great player. Why do you think she's struggled early?
She hasn't had anything streamed yet, so it's hard to pinpoint like an exact reason. But it could just be as simple as Hearthstone being Hearthstone.
I'm going to hold off on my opinion, but you kind of hit what mine is here. Cheesy, what do you think? I know you weren't on the team last season, but you're interacting with Gemini this season. What do you think's going on so far early on in the season?
I think it's mostly just probably unfamiliarity with Karazhan ever since the new set came out. But like she's gotten a lot better over the 2 weeks with playing with the new cards.
So
Yeah.
here's why I want to bring this up, guys, is because I do think it's a combination of what both you said. The game's not as reliable as it used to be in well, listen, Yogg is like he can't account for it, right? If you play him, he could fuck you. If your opponent plays it, you could have played a perfect game. Um, and then you got all these new cards coming in. What was it? It was the week before or 2 weeks before, 2 days before the season started, wasn't it? It was really damn close. Or was that the playoffs? My point being is, here's what. Yeah, I thought I lost you guys there for a second. I still got you.
Right here.
Point being is, I'm seeing a late season push or mid season push here. And I wanted you to know, Gemini, I'm still on that bandwagon with you and Netherstorm. And I actually thought, here's what I learned from this week, guys, is that I think we're watching them do what they did last season. And they struggled the first couple weeks, and then you saw them gain momentum as they figured it out. I think we're starting to see them. They went up against a great opponent in NWA. And if you actually look at before the points get in, it's only a 14-11 loss. So I think we're seeing Netherstorm hopefully becoming the team that we all thought they were in the preseason. And I also think that we learned that NWA might be a little closer to that 2 ranking than that 10 ranking that the rest of us had them at. But only time will tell with both cases. And to Cheesy and you folks over there at Netherstorm, you're my new Noob Central. I'm still riding with you. You're not the shitters that they are.
Damn.
Lost to Team 1200 PR.
Yeah. The fuck is that? Netherstorm wouldn't do that. All right, guys. Power rankings and player power rankings. The player power rankings made their triumphant return last week. And we're seeing this week's power rankings come out from Mage and the boys over at Team Rank 5. So here's what I've decided to do this week, and we'll see how this goes. Rather than going from the bottom to the top, I will list them all when we're done in just a quick list, but for those who want to read the thing, it's right there in chat. I want to pick 1 or 2 teams for each of us to talk about, and then Mange, I want some reasoning. I want some logic. All right?
There's no logic in this.
So I'm going to show something that, sorry guys, I still love you. I have 2 big question marks. Question mark number 1 is entropy only falls to number 3. In my personal rankings, I had them at 5. Why only one spot of a drop?
Because they lost to either the first or the second best team, depending on who you. And you know their track record as individual players holds more weight for me than 1 week. But you know, I keep dropping games. I mean, if you want to go down, keep dropping games, and we can throw you down the list.
Cheesy, did you have any question marks on the power rankings?
I think my question mark is Team Avatar. I think they're just way too high on the power rankings.
Yeah.
That was
I
gonna be
just,
my
like,
second question mark. You stole it from me. So yeah, what's that all about there? Is the implosion not factored in?
they've played two bad teams, frankly, I'm gonna have to say. And they're very close games. One of them they won, one of them they lost. So I really don't have any faith in them, and I think they should be probably around 10th or 11th, not 7th.
Yeah, I mean, we don't disagree with you. We don't think that they're a very great team either, but they're 1-1, and they started off quite high in the power rankings for getting to the finals last season. So I don't know,
It'll
like,
be a slow decline.
I expect him to fall. But for now, I mean, they're like dead middle.
Did you guys have any difficulty, Mange, with any team specifically this week in figuring out exactly where they would go? Like, as you guys were coming up with this list, was there one team that seemed to nag you as to, fuck, what do we do with them?
There wasn't one team. There's like a couple of teams where we literally were in a group text about this because Cassidy's too busy for us in Discord.
Right.
Like honestly, I would say like 10 through about 14. It was a huge discussion, and probably the one that is like that we expected to have the most controversy, and the one that probably did have the most controversy in the comments was Team 1200 PR shooting way up to 10th after one. That was probably the hardest one, I think.
Yeah, so I had no problems with that, actually. When I was looking at this list, at first I was like, fuck, 6 spots? That's a lot to jump. But then I thought about the fact that this is a team we had so little information on to begin with. We're learning so much about them as the season goes on. Um, that they might be one of those few teams that, if you look at the list, guys, for those who haven't looked, you see a lot of +1, +2, -1, -2s. You do see a couple big falls. Noob Central taking one that, honestly, let's face it, guys, I think it needs to happen. Um, but that's one team that may continue to fluctuate in a big way, and I'd be okay with it because we're still learning so much about who they are as a team. The damaged ones fall again, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if one was falling enough. I'm sorry, Jerry. I had you a little lower in my personal, but I could definitely see where the struggle was in 10 to 14. Yeah, what's up there, Cheesy?
I mean, what team is the damaged ones worse than? I don't think they're worse than Energy. I don't think they're worse than Noob Central. I don't think they're worse than Team Golden Wisp. I think 13 is like the perfect place for them.
Yeah.
I think you could argue that Zenergy may not be.
Zenergy seems very conflicting right now.
Our personal opinion when we were doing this is that we knew that Noob Central needed to drop, but their roster's still really good, and you can make an argument for them being higher and like ahead of the damaged ones and stuff, even despite losing. But like at some point, results have to matter, and like they've lost 2 big weeks, and the damaged ones were at least able to pull out 1 close win. So I don't know.
I just think if you lose to a team like Team Rank 5 though, right? And you could at least not get blown out when you're considered, bottom half of the league, right? So you're considered bottom half of the league, go up against a team like Team Rank 5 that's steadily in the top 1 and 2 over multiple seasons. And then you look at a team that kind of got a foot in their ass against another middle of the road to slightly higher team. I don't know, man. I am a big proponent of strength of schedule when I look at wins and losses overall. I think that holding up against Team Rank 5 weighs a little heavier than getting blown out by the number 8 team in the league.
Right, but then like prior to the league, like the damaged ones won, and Energy lost another like blowout loss. So I don't know. we have synergy. I think about right. Because
Well,
there
we,
could be an argument for them being last, but the fact that they did play us pretty tight and had a chance to win if they didn't DQ, I don't know. It feels like it's good to us.
well, we could sit here and cross streams all night, but as long as you don't piss on my foot, we're good. Cheesy, anybody else you want to bring up?
No.
All right, so let's move on to the player power rankings. Um,
Yeah.
so here's what I don't like about strictly statistical things. I have no problems with the number one on this list. I think that he's earned his way there, and it's all well and good. The number two,
I need to pull it.
I don't think you could tell enough by DQ. I'm pasting it in the chat, folks, for those of you who have not seen the individual player power rankings yet. Starting from the bottom up to the top. In the 10th spot, we got Dag Randolph.
Yeah.
9 spot, Aroy. 8 spot, Cran. 7 is Slimsh. 6 is Bork. 5 is G-Nets. 4 is Adidas. 3 is Raging Rhino. 2 is Arururu. And 1 is Jesus C. He's still in my heart, my MVP. Sorry, Cheesy. So, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I look at these and I don't put as much weight into this as maybe some other folks do. And In Bulk being up there is kind of an example of it. Yes, he's been playing well for a while. Yes, the stats say he's playing well. But I just don't think there's enough data to put him over somebody like Adidas. Or I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched Raging enough. I know statistically he's a stud this season. As it says here in the notes, 3-0 over Arcane THL, who's somebody that people have said is a pretty decent 4 seed. I think the guy's a shitter. But I don't know. That's the only one I really take issue with. I don't think that Brian doesn't deserve to be there, but at the same time, I don't think there's the data to really support it. If we are working off of data on this list, which Jerry, if you guys did not catch that episode of After the Salt Settle, went on there and went into detail about how he formulates this. I don't think that DQ should carry the same weight as a 3-1 and a 3-2 over two well-respected members of the THL community.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this in comments a little bit, Jerry and I, and he counts the DQ as a win. I don't think it should, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it's something that he puts together for us, and it's fun to look at. So I'm not going to criticize him too much. I think it's a super cool list, and I'm looking forward to see how it develops.
Yeah, I think the one criticism I have is that this list is just a week too soon, maybe. Like, you can't really tell too much after 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it's a list of who's 2-0 is basically what it is.
Yeah.
Right. And not for nothing, but Jerry did say that people were like, week one, where's the player list? Where's the player list? He knew that he did not have a big enough data set to really give us anything. And this will definitely improve. I feel like by the time we hit week like 6 or so last season, we started seeing a list that made a lot of us go, yeah, I'm okay with that. But it doesn't account for intangibles, which is one thing that I will always. I'm sorry, if you give me an opportunity, guys, don't take this as a hit to anybody on the list. But if you give me an opportunity to get somebody like a Slimsh or a G-Nets on my team, they bring a certain thing to the table that goes beyond just being a player. And the way that they can help bring a team together by who they are, that doesn't get weighed in a list like this. And I understand that Jerry can't do that, and there's some people that have more outgoing personalities than others, yada yada yada. But fucking A, Brian should not be 2 at this point. Not saying he doesn't deserve it, but if we're going by the data, fuck that guy.
I'll say it. He doesn't deserve it. Not yet.
Yeah. MV Parker says it the best, guys. Leaned in, you get hit by the pitch, and you get a home run.
I played him. He didn't ban a clash. He does not deserve to even be on the list.
You got a DQ in. He swept Cheesy without banning a clash. God, Cheesy, you suck.
I'm sorry that I got a mirror and 2 favorable matchups. My bad.
All right, let's head on to week 3. Fuck this power rankings bullshit. Fuck these people. Especially the guys that make the team power rankings. Those guys are a bunch
Yeah,
of
no,
shitters, anyways. All right.
suck.
So who are we as a team? Who are we most hyped to see this week and why? Mange,
1,600 dust and the damage ones.
who the
I want
fuck
to
wants to
see.
watch that?
I do. I want to see if 1,600 dust can win another one, another big one. Every time I post power rankings, Jerry always feels like his team is too low. So now my eyes on them. I want to see how they do. I want to see them pull off a win that maybe that they should win. Like uh, if you went by what he thinks, he thinks that his team should beat teams like this. So let's see it.
Sorry, man. Nate is fucking spamming some bullshit in chat. I love you, Nate. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so beat it. Beat them. I think this is also a chance for 1600 Dust to make a mark and continue to climb up that list and become one of those middle of the road fringe teams that everybody kind of is scared of. They're never going to win a national championship undefeated, but they might be that team that sneaks in with 2 losses and then fucking ends up winning it. Or we could just call them Ohio State. I don't know.
I think it's a good opportunity for both teams to establish themselves.
I'm gonna go with Avatar versus Team Rank 5. Um, First off, because I want to see if Team Avatar can even stay alive that long, and what kind of mind tricks Team Rank 5 plays with Team Avatar in the Discord over the next couple days. But also, here's the thing: is that every time we shit on green, which we love to shit on green here a lot. If you've never tuned into the show before, we usually spend a lot more time than today shitting on green, which is why I'm reminding you that we shit on green.
Touchdown!
By the way, that's a drinking game within the game. For those who don't know, there's a hidden drinking game that you have to be part of the Cool Kids Discord to know about, which I'm not, but I still know about it. So, if Avatar really is a legit team and Green Division should not be shitted on, this is your chance to prove that. This is also a chance for Team Rank 5 to, I mean, they're not the same team, but Avatar is the runners-up from last year. So it's a chance for Team Rank 5 to further establish themselves as some studs. But mainly, I just want to see G-Nets go up against Slimsh.
Same.
Yep. That match is getting streamed, right?
I think
I've-
they're still looking for a streamer. You gonna stream it?
I don't have OBS currently downloaded. I might try to download it now.
Yeah,
See
that's
if I
okay.
can.
Somebody better. I'm not gonna be in the state.
I want to at least cast the match, so.
So speaking of Cheesy having thoughts, Cheesy, what team matchup are you hyped for?
I'm hyped for Aeon versus NWA.
Why the fuck would you want to watch that?
Because I want to see Aeon shoot on another top red team.
Yeah. So these are two teams that a lot of people will debate. If you ask NWA, they'll tell you that they're the best team in the league. And if you ask a lot of other people who are intelligent, they'll tell you that Aeon is either the 1 or 2 team in the league. So this is a clash of the titans that's definitely worth seeing.
Oh, Tim is streaming the Slim G-Nets match, by the way.
Cool, you should cast it.
Puma's
I
BFF?
am.
Sweet.
Okay.
So speaking of things we're also hyped for, what about individual players?
Yeah, I'm excited to see Jing Buddha versus Aroy in the 4 seed. Probably 2 of the better 4 seeds in the league. Jing Buddha is definitely the most accomplished 4 seed if you just look at like pure ladder like accomplishments. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, those are 2 guys that when you hear their 4 seeds, it just doesn't feel right. It feels like you should be talking about a 3 seed matchup there at the minimum. Once upon a time, Jing played in what, the 2?
Yeah, I mean 1 seed, right? It used to be 1 seed way back in Alpha.
Yeah.
So
If you guys have not heard, I hope it's still in the podcast. Hopefully, or not the podcast, the VODs. Hopefully, somebody got the day that we had Jedi on here, and he told us about the day that THL was conceived. there was a Hearthstone baby made between Jing and Jedi. It was a great story. It'll give you a little Bible thump. But that's gonna be a great matchup, and we'll see. Oh man, I was actually gonna see if we could pick winners, but I don't want to have to choose between those two.
I'll do
Yeah. I'll
I'll
go
do
with Aroy because I've played Jing Buddha in season 2 and I swept him, so I don't know. Maybe
it.
that means he's not that
I
good.
feel like you'd probably sweep Aroy too.
I love it.
Nah.
He's my new house buddy, but I'm not going to Jing Buddha.
Yeah, I think I'd have to give the nod to Jing here as well. Fuck, Aroy, please still continue to give me gear. I need to level up and WoW. So, shit. I'm gonna go with. I'm excited to see Jesus C versus Lemur. Um, and, and the reason why is I just can't wait for the next week in Discord after. Man, you know it'd be fucking awesome if Lemur beat Jesus. Imagine Discord if Lemur beat Jesus. But we all know that's not going to happen. And instead, what we're going to watch for the next week is Jesus just absolutely. Lemur might be on suicide watch after what will go down Discord next week. It'll be a fun time, guys. Come stop by. Cheesy,
I mean,
who are you excited to see?
I'm excited to see the Slims G Nets match. It's just going to be a fun match between two of the top 1 seeds in THL.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Jesus and Lemur have already played? What? No. Wait.
No.
No, they have.
They play on. They play
No,
on
they haven't. No, they haven't.
Yeah,
Brunson played. And
fucking
Brunson got 0-3 because he's bad.
Jesus just said in chat. He scared me for a second there. He said, "Jokes on you. I've already lost to Eli."
Just don't ever listen to anything he says about anything ever. Like literally ever.
Sorry, Cheesy. I was so caught up in my own drama. I didn't hear what you said. You're excited
I'm
for?
excited to watch G Nets and Slims, two of the top 1 seeds.
Yeah, that's just gonna be two studs studding it up.
Also, I'm too hyped for the Avatar upset of Team Rank 5, even though Brunson shit the bed.
Brunson being a shitter? No. He's gonna be leading that team. Watch this, guys. Next season, Team Avatar is gonna be Team Brunson, and everybody that plays, it's going to be mandatory. You bring Milrogue every week. It's gonna be the fucking meme supreme of the THL. So something that we're gonna do that's new this week, guys. And we're gonna keep track between Mange and I for the rest of the season, and then our guest as a overall. We're gonna do a pick 'em. So we're gonna talk about 3 different matchups, and we're going to pick the victor, and then we're going to track data over time to find out whether Mange or I are better at RNG. Starting off with, and there's going to be, you get 10 seconds to say why you think that team will win. All right, so starting off with the Yogg Champs versus Netherstorm. We'll actually start with Cheesy first here.
Yogg Champs versus Netherstorm? Obviously Netherstorm. Easy.
All right, so you went Netherstorm. All right, Mage, who you got?
I got the Yogg Champs.
Any reasons why?
Not a great big fan of Netherstorm, and I like what the Yogg Champs are doing mostly. So sorry, Cheesy. I'm feeling some Yogg Champs this week.
Fucking shit. I was hoping to pick the opposite of you, but Mange, you and I are gonna be riding that fucking train together. I think it's gonna be a close one, but I think Yogg Champs come out on top. I think the words. I think Netherstorm might win their 1 seed matchup because I hear they have a pretty decent mage player up there. Next up is Synergy versus the Noobs. Cheesy, who you got?
I got Synergy, just knowing that the Noob's best player already got 0-3'd, so.
Yeah, we do have
a very favorite state.
We do have prior information going into this one, which is part of the reason I picked this one for us to go over. Mange, which one? Who you got?
The Noobs have to win one eventually, right? They probably do, so I'm going to go with them this week.
The Noobs!
Misplay.
Yeah.
I think I think that Randy is going to deny Nade topless picks this week. I think it's going to tilt him too far. I think Zinergy takes this one home.
Oh,
Mange and I disagree for the first time. Oh, baby. I like it. In the final of our pick'em, because we're only going to do 3 each week, is Aeon versus NWA. Cheesy, I already know where you stand on this, but just to make it official, who you got?
Aeon's the best team in the league.
Mange?
I feel like every time I pick against NWA, they just prove me wrong. But I gotta go Aeon here. Like they actually might be the best team in the league. So
Fucking A. Aeon sweeps this category. Getting number 1 fuels Aeon. So we will keep track of this, and maybe I'll even make a fancy graphic. And maybe at the end of the year, Mange and I will make some sort of gentleman bet, and you guys can watch some hilarity ensue.
yeah,
We might even open this up to the community if it's something you guys are interested in. That's a real simple thing for me to do with Google Polls. So maybe next week I'll throw that in there for you. Fellas, fucking A, it's that time. It's that time we all love. Um, we're going to go to Miss Sally's class. And we are going to, oh shit, did I grab? We're gonna do some haiku action here. And I'm also going to try to, at the same time we're fucking doing the haikus, I'm going to try to insert some new ones here. Actually, I'm gonna do your guys' first because that would make my life easier. So we're gonna start with Mr. Mange's haiku. Mange, give me a second here to, guys. They put this in as we were going fucking live because they fucking
Yeah.
hate me.
I wrote as they're going live. Like literally wrote it.
So give me 1 second here, Mange, and then you have to deliver your own. That's your punishment for last seconding this.
That's fine.
All right.
But I did last week.
Yeah, you did beautiful last week. It brought a tear to my eye, man.
Yeah. That's
So insert ad. It doesn't fucking matter what I call this. I just need to add a goddamn picture. It's a thing. This is so professional. We are so high quality here. This is probably a great time to check out what's going on over
Do you
on.
you like football? Cheese?
Football?
Yeah. Why
I
he
like
does.
football. I don't like my team.
Who's your team?
The Chargers.
San
Feels bad,
Diego
man.
Super Chargers.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Mange.
All right.
Bring us through your beautiful haiku. Oh, by the way, our topic was nerfs, the recently announced nerfs. All right, go ahead, sir.
Blade Flurry, OP. Blizzard, please help this shit meta. At least Yogg is dead.
So good. Words spoken from the heart to the heart. You get some finger snapping there, Mange.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful.
That
All right,
wasn't
so
tough.
we're gonna real quick. We're gonna make cheesies and cheesy. Start rehearsing in your mind, man, because you're about to go live with
Right.
your first ever Miss Sally's Poetry Corner experience.
There's a lot of sorrow in this poem, so.
Hold on, I just need to. I'm almost there. Oh, gotta cancel that. Gotta do that again. Here we go, folks. All right, Mr. Cheesy, when you are ready, take us on this magical journey.
Rockbiter destroyed. Abusive sergeant abused. I just want to smork.
More smork, please. More smork.
So good.
Why did they destroy my hybrid hunter?
Oh, Salt, you clearly haven't been in a school in a long time, sir. Salt says that kids should not curse. All right. Let's get to some of the ones from Facebook. This is courtesy of Mr. Slimsh. This is 2 weeks in a row. He's come up with one worthy enough to make it on here. So kudos to you, Slimsh. My hope had ended. Balance on the horizon. I enjoy Hearthstone. Well played, Slimsh. It's glorious. To go from a thing of beauty to a thing of pure hatred. Brunson says, Yogg Saron, suck it. inevitable nerfs soon. Suck my dick. Fuck you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, a poet's heart. That kid was born with a poet's heart. It's so fucking
Mhm.
good.
You're not wrong.
Salmon,
You're not-
Salmon, welcome to Miss Sally's Poetry Corner. Salmon says, screw all you haters. Still gonna play Yogg-Saron and high roll my wins.
Yeah, why not? Get off your phone, Cheesy.
I'm not on my phone.
And
I'm typing something in chat.
I'm going to bring it home for us, folks. And I did save mine for last because I think mine's the most appropriate ever. Wait, what were these nerfs? Are there super soakers too? The fuck is Hearthstone?
Boo.
People still play that game?
Boo, Pons.
You're welcome, fam. You are so welcome.
Oh.
So I didn't have time to make the graphic for this, but I put it up and people put their time into it. I do apologize that I let the thread die, but early on in the week, I was going to introduce a new section or segment for us called THL Adlibs. So I'm just going to copy and paste. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to read it. Our winner also made an appearance in the THL Miss Sally's Poetry Corner. Brunson gets to be our ad libber of the week. The list is somewhere on the social. No, it was on the THL official forum. Here we go. It was a late September weekend, and the Boom Squad and Team Spank guys were getting geared up to face off. The opening match, commonly referred to as the Salt Settles, was between Smoked Salmon and Clint Howard. Both players were bringing Square Rogue, and the winning player would be the player with more herpes. The opening turn showed us that this would immediately be a battle between two herpes. Smoked Salmon stood dead, somehow managing to play Shadow Step like a feather duster. Clint Howard showed why he is a real MVP by immediately playing Cold Light Oracle. This Murloc Mill continued its tragic ending, while Smoked Salmon fisted him victoriously. Brunson, you are truly a shitter, but thank you for understanding the spirit of the THL adlib and not going with serious shit. Guys, we're all just memers, memeing our life away. Hot topic of the week. Guys, what do you think about these nerfs and their impact that they will have on either THL or Hearthstone or any fucking thing?
Do you want to just go one by one on the cards, or?
No, because I don't want to
Oh.
spend 25 minutes talking about these fucking nerfs. And actually, hold up. Let me tie this in. I forgot I wanted to tie this into a bigger concept. Okay. A-Roy had asked a question in the Q&A that many people took as a meme, but it was actually a serious question. It went something along the lines of, is Hearthstone in a good place right now? Are people salty and tilted? Are they happy or are they enjoying it? And do you think these nerfs will bring Hearthstone back to a good place? Will they hurt it more? Will it revive the competitive scene? That's more of the approach we're going to take to the nerfs is what will they do to benefit the game or what will they do to make it even worse?
All right, so I think that most people thought Hearthstone wasn't in a good place, other than like the top kind of 0.1% of players who thought that like Hearthstone wasn't as bad as the naysayers were saying. And I kind of belong to that group. But I agree that balance changes are a welcome thing to kind of shift the meta, since Hearthstone is consumed at such a fast rate.
I mean, I felt like the biggest problem with Hearthstone right now is that Charism didn't really do a whole lot for the meta. It just kind of like strengthened a couple of really strong decks, and we're so far away from more content. So this will help a little bit, like just switching things up a little, a little bit as far as decks and stuff goes. I don't know. Overall, I'm happy to see the balance updates, but I don't know how much they'll do.
So, one of the big ones that I'll bring up a few. I don't want to get to all of them, but I understand that we might have to talk about a couple of them to fully understand how they impact other cards. But here's the ones I've heard the biggest complaints about: Rockbiter, Call of the Wild, and Abusive Sergeant. Now, those are just what I've heard. And I try not to talk about Hearthstone. So, what are your thoughts on the changes to those three in particular, or do they directly impact decks along with the other nerfs?
Well, I think Rockbiter, the Rockbiter nerf is really gonna hurt Shaman. Like, mid-range Shaman is still gonna be a very powerful deck, but especially in the future, once all their like good cards from TGT rotate out, they're gonna need some serious help in the early game if they want to remain relevant. So, plus I think like I don't really like the direction of a Rockbiter nerf because they made it pretty much unplayable now. The direction, because Rockbiter was like one of the most skill testing cards in the game, in my opinion.
So why is that? Why what about Rockbiter proves your skill within the game?
It's just a very dynamic card, and low cost cards like that force you to kind of choose when to weave it into your turn, making turns like a lot tighter on mana, a lot more decision based. And I think that Rockbiter was like a really good example of that.
Okay. Mage, what do you think, man?
I like the Rockbiter nerf. I'm probably in the minority, but it does feel a little bit like I think Jedi Ninja said it the best, that it's paying for the sins of Doomhammer. But we're just with Wind Fury being prevalent in Shaman, and it's just feeling so shitty to lose to something like Doomhammer Rockbiter. I like the Rockbiter nerf. Like, I agree that it was a pretty high skill cap card to use correctly, but I don't really like the Abusive Sergeant change as much, just because I feel like there needs to be some decent one drops. Like, it's okay for there to be strong aggro cards, but I don't know.
I think Blizzard just wants to make it so that the good one drops are class specific. I'm fine with the Abusive Sergeant nerf.
That definitely seems to be the case.
I mean, it'll still probably be played in Zoo, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably it, though. Like, it's hard to fit it in the other deck.
Yeah. I'm just sad because they've nerfed both the Hybrid Hunters one drops now.
Have fun.
Another question I
Hybrid
have
Hunter
for
was
you
my
too,
favorite.
as somebody who doesn't typically play these OTK decks, just because I can never fucking set them up right. Was the change to charge, was it necessary? And also, does that card now become completely unplayable?
Yeah, you're probably not playing Charge anymore. At least,
I mean,
I don't think you can, no.
I think you charge is a card that's gonna be. We're gonna say it's unplayable now, and then Blizzard's gonna release some card like a better version of Magnetar Alpha or something that
Sure.
makes it playable in expansions in the future.
It's
So I think
definitely-
it's like one of the cards that has the most like potential to change playability or unplayability based on what else is released around it.
It's only one meta now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big. I don't know. I think like whether you think the nerf is necessary or not is like entirely dependent on what you feel about OTK. OTK Warrior in particular is a super high skill deck. I think that there should be super high skill decks, but I also know like losing to it feels so shitty. Because it just feels like almost like solitaire. You just lost the game of solitaire because your opponent just got what he needed and you just lost. So I don't know. That's going to be almost purely opinion based, just how you feel about OTK in general. The Hearthstone team clearly does not like OTK because they have done quite a bit to stifle it here with things like nerfing charge, things like nerfing Arcane Giant or what is it, Arcane Golem. Like they've done a
Warsaw
lot.
Commander.
Song Commander, obviously, they've done a lot to curtail OTK. They clearly don't like it.
I mean, I wouldn't say they don't like it as much as it's just like Charge is a horrible card to design like your expansions around, having to think about it like with every single card. Like I'm sure Blizzard was really cautious about like what if about Arcane Giant when printing it because they knew that like this could be exploited with Charge and it didn't end up happening to be a great deck, but still I think it just makes designing cards really tough in the same way that Master of the Skies did.
Even in their like first batch of nerfs prior to standard, like the little blurb they had about Arcane Giant was Arcane Golem was about how like it ended up being used in mostly OTK decks, which they just didn't really like.
Hmm.
And also Hybrid Honor.
So what do you think of this comment? Just wondering. I'm paraphrasing here. Herder play on curve, herder win.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
I would disagree. That is probably wrong.
It's not wrong.
I think that the people who have been playing are just a lot of them are just bad.
I mean, that's not
Like-
wrong. But look
Like
at all.
there's reasons that like the top legend players have like 65% win rates or something like that. It's just because people are bad, and Shaman was actually one of the. It was actually pretty high skill cap.
That's still a curve deck though.
I know, but it's not
Like-
totally a curve deck. Like you ran like Rockbiter, you ran Lightning Bolt, you ran stuff like Maelstrom Portal. It was very dynamic, I would say.
Every deck is gonna have something where you don't play entirely on curve, and like they're good players for a reason. I'm not like trying to say there's no skill in Hearthstone, but all the best decks it seems are now curve decks outside of like Druid.
Yeah,
That's-
Druid's not a curve deck. Control Warrior's not a curve deck either.
No, not. But the rest of them like Dragon Warrior, Zoo, Haunter,
Mage isn't
Shaman.
totally. Mage is kind of a curve deck.
Tempo Mage can be like Tempo Mage has some choices in the
Yeah.
mid game, yes, but yeah, I mean I don't know. I think there's things like Freeze Mage is falling out of the meta. Things like Priest are unplayable. Like most of the top decks in Hearthstone now are curve decks, and if that's not a playstyle that you enjoy, you're definitely not happy with it.
And then, but also Rogue is picking up popularity. I just think that it's kind of. It's not really that curve decks are taking over. It's just that people who've been playing for a long time are taking over the complaint meta, and they're kind of sick of the game.
Sorry, I'm memeing it up in chat here. I'm sure you guys had an intelligent Hearthstone conversation right there, which is why I completely zoned out. There's things in this game that I don't understand. I'm sure they did a great job explaining it to you, THL. And that's why we have Mage and Cheesy here, so that I can not give you false information. So I'm going to move on now, because I'm bored. Letting your teammates down is my next hot topic of the week. And it's not even so much as a topic as it is a PSA. Captains, if you have not done so, please check your email. You have a message waiting there from the lovely people who make this league function in a semi-intelligent manner. But we've talked about this in the past with not submitting classes or not properly asking for subs or so on and so forth. But remember that you're part of a team. And while your match may not matter to you, it matters to the other 4 people that are on your team who made time to play their matches, hopefully win their matches, and that includes prepping, practice, and all that goes into it. So, if you get an invite to go play Heroes of the Storm in the middle of your THL match, it's probably not something you should go do. Anything either of you want to add to that?
If
Not
you're not,
really. Play your matches.
if you agree to a time, and it's like something's come up and you can't do it, be a man and send a goddamn email to your opponent and let them know so you guys can do stuff to get it rescheduled. Because it's really infuriating to find out, like, oh yeah, I just couldn't make it and I didn't tell, and my opponent was waiting around for me forever. Like, come on.
I want those types of opponents. I want the free wins.
Oh, I mean, you guys playing Aeon, right?
No, we're playing the Yogg Champs.
Oh, never mind.
So we won't get any further into that, but you guys know who we're talking about. By the way, welcome to the league, Austin.
Welcome back.
Moving on down, Salty Saturday. It's a stud of a lineup. I'm excited as we kick things off with the MVP of my heart. I know it was 2 seasons ago. Sorry, cheesy, but you're a 1 seed. Like fucking, of course you're gonna get MVP eventually. Jesus C, the champion for all 5 seeds everywhere, even though he rocks a 4 seed now, is kicking it off against THL Lemur, and that's just gonna be fucking fantastic because no matter who wins, Discord's gonna be entertaining for the next week. The MV Parker decides to keep the team rank 5 thing going as he takes on Timur, and that would be Pumbaa's BFF from Team Avatar. This is one of the matchups I can't wait to see this week. Hopefully this one will mean something, and hopefully Avatar has not imploded by then. Ridiculous Hat coming off a big win against Ray C, a 3-0 sweep, takes on a well-known name in Bites. And that one will be our nightcap for the evening. Salty Saturday is looking great. You got your man Slimsh there. I'm sure Slimsh will let us know in chat who else will be there. I do believe Gallon is making a return.
Yes.
That's
He was fantastic. He
yeah.
was fantastic last week. So him and Slamish might just be like the new broadcast booth.
And they might be the new Verde Hertz Donut.
Yeah.
Oh baby, that'd be fucking exciting.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yes, Slimsh has confirmed that is happening again this week. So come check out Salty Saturday. I'm pretty sure everybody that's in here stops by on Salty Saturday. But if you have not catched it yet, or you got members of your team that are kind of new to the league, let them know that shows like Tavern Talk and Salty Saturday and After the Salt Settles exist. Because it's a good chance to get to know the community. Share the Discord link with them. Make sure that they know about the studs over at THL in 60 seconds. I fucking love you guys. Episode 2 is out. It's somewhere on the forums. It was a good one. I'm going to say that was on the official THL one. They might have put it on...
No, it's on the official one.
Yeah, so check that out. THL's first and only unofficial recap show. They give you everything you need to know in 60 seconds. Their guest segments are fantastic. Moving on down to our Q&A for the week. I don't know. Is that Bitbeaker or something? What's that dude's name? His gamer tag?
I think his name is Bitbreaker.
Bitbreaker. He's an SHL dude asking the question, how do you see the season progressing for Team 1600 Dust? Seems like they put up some good numbers this week. Could they be a team to watch? Also, will you be covering any SHL news? I just want to quickly address the SHL news. For those of you who did not catch it this week, After the Salt Settles made its triumphant return on a Tuesday night this week. I'm pretty sure that's going to be their standard now, is Tuesday nights. And they cover SHL as the awesome league it is, which, by the way, congratulations, SHL, on a 100% class submission rate in your first ever week as an official league. Good stuff. All right, so what are you guys' thoughts on 1600 Dust? Are they a team to watch? Are they going to continue to grow? What are our thoughts there?
Certainly watch, just because you don't know what to expect, so you have to see how good they are, right? I mean, I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, they're definitely a team to watch, considering like what Green Division kind of is, with Zenergy and Avatar being 2 teams that I can easily see them beating out and making playoffs. So I think they have a decent shot at playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the championship though.
They
Wow.
only have. Go ahead, Mange.
I was just telling Cheesy, way to go out on a limb. He doesn't think they're gonna win a championship.
um, the way I kind of look at it is they started off as either the 15th or 16th team on everybody's preseason rankings. All they have is room for to go up. Um, can't base it all on 1 week, but definitely promising things coming from them. I definitely think they're a team to watch. Will they be this year's Avatar? We'll have to watch that storyline to see how it develops. But I'm definitely excited that first off they're a part of this community because the way they embraced 1200 PR and turned it into their own thing, that's fucking how you deal with the memers, boys. Because we went from ranking on them to fucking I love them now. Um, so keep an eye on that storyline. It's gonna be better than fucking Grey's Anatomy, which is on its like 35th year. Smoked Salmon says, asks, states, fucking whatever we're doing here. Netherstorm, Team Golden Wisp, Xergy, or Noob Central? Uh, which O2 team has the best chance to make the playoffs? Great question. What do you guys think?
Uh, of all those teams listed, Netherstorm has the most talent. But Zenergy plays in green, which, as Cheesy mentioned earlier, is kind of wide open.
Yeah.
So one of those two.
Mm.
If you had to put a gun to my head, I'd say Zenergy.
I would have to say Xenergy too, even going against my own team, because I think our division's looking stronger than Green.
Yeah, I think
So
Mm.
I just have to go with Xenergy.
I don't know why anyone would be putting a gun to my head to answer a THL question, though.
Because his mouth spray tastes funny. Or his mouthwash tastes funny.
Oh my god.
Oh, I would say which team is most likely to earn their way there? Netherstorm. Which team is most likely to fall into a playoff spot? Xenergy. You can take that as shots fired if you want because it was intended that way.
Damn.
Puma's BFF. Looking back, THL has never had this many people not bring Warlock in a regular season week ever, even when there were only 12 teams. More Warlocks are getting submitted. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Other than it was good, now it's bad. Do you think Blizzard wants Gul'dan to be out of the spotlight for a little bit?
I mean, this pattern kind of happens every single expansion or adventure, pretty much, as I've seen. Look, first we start off with classic. It's all right. It's not that good. Then Nox it gets insane. TVG it's not good anymore. BlackRock it's good, and then T2T it's not good. And then LOE and both Whispers were good, and now it's bad again. I think Zoo is just a cycle-based deck. Every other expansion they get something good enough to make them viable.
Like, expanding upon that even more, prior to Standard, Warlock was always a good bring for THL because it had so many different archetypes. It allowed you to cover so much ground. Because there was Handlock, there was Reno, there was Zoo, there was things like Combo Warlock, there was like Mally Warlock. You had all these different places to go, and it was really hard to it was really hard for your opponent to prepare because there was literally 4 or 5 different Warlocks that it could be. And now it seems like the only decent Warlock is Zoo, and maybe Reno, and very, very specific matchups. So it's just not nearly as flexible as it was.
So, in the limited Hearthstone I've played since our most recent adventure, I've come to this conclusion. As long as life tap is a thing, Warlock always has a smidgen of hope because being able to cycle on demand is it's kind of good. I don't know if you guys knew that. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
It's pretty
bad.
good. So is it in an ideal place? No, but do I think people will find a way to make it work? Every time I hear Warlock's dead, within a couple weeks, somebody's telling me about a new way to
Team
play.
Rank 5 apparently revived it this week, so.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Warlocks in the Team Rank 5 class submissions, apparently, which, by the way, PSA, get your fucking classes in if you have not yet. I'm going to do a quick refresh on this. But, yeah, that's my take, is as long as you have Life Tap, you're always going to hear Warlock being relevant. It's a fantastic hero power. Yes, it's in a shitty place card-wise, but neutral cards exist. For a while when I was playing Zoo, it felt like fucking 7 out of every 10 cards I was putting in a goddamn deck were neutral anyways. Yellow, make sure you get your classes in. Ham, make sure you get your classes in. Those are the only two folks. The rest of the THL, great job in making the deadline. Let's not let SHL show us up. That looks like it for the Q&A. That looks like it for the fucking document. And that looks like it for me, because I talked about entirely too much Hearthstone tonight. So, if there's no further PSAs, I think we're going to parting thoughts.
Right.
Cheesy, first off, thank you for being here tonight, man. It was great having somebody else besides Mange. It was great to have somebody that Mange could have a Hearthstone conversation with, because that sure as shit wasn't going to be me. And for those of you who don't know, Cheesy, I think we confirmed this morning that you were going to be here?
Yeah, I think so.
So, thank you for being here. What party thoughts do you have for the folks at home?
Parting thoughts. Druid's gonna be really good after the nerfs. Mid-range Shaman's probably still gonna be good. And yeah, the nerfs aren't gonna change that much.
So,
Priest is still bad. Don't bring it unless you're the team we're facing.
fucking great. So, Champs, go ahead and change, put in an official submission form to change all your classes to fucking Priest.
Lord Forehead did bring Priest.
Nice.
Your wish is granted.
He also didn't bring Shaman, so.
Wait, is that the only fucking Priest in the entire league, too? Nope, Bites. Bites is bold enough. Bites brought some Priest. We have two Priests.
One seed bringing Priest.
By the way, guys, if you guys haven't seen Bites yet, and he kind of low-key with his stream for his THL matches, he brings, like, just the memeiest of meme decks that you'll ever see. And so the fact that he's going to be on Salty Saturday is exciting as hell.
Oh, baby.
How
So
do you bring Priest and not Shaman?
Because he wants the meme. He doesn't play by your rules.
No, I'm not talking about Bites. I'm talking about Lord Forehead.
Oh.
Because Shaman's bad, Who fuck plays Shaman besides everybody? Literally look at that third spot as you look at the fucking week 3. It's like brown, green, blue, red. As you go down the whole fucking thing, except for Team Rank 5 has to fuck that up. You sons of bitches.
NWA got it right.
Oh, man. NWA, wow, that's some team unity there. Mange, what are your parting thoughts for the folks at home?
I ain't talking about chicken and gravy, biatch.
Oh, shit. Guys, make sure to check out Salty Saturday. Salty Saturday fam, I'm going to try to catch you on the phone as I will be in Salem, Massachusetts celebrating Halloween.
Salem.
Yep, I will be up there. I will be looking for fucking Deodat Lawson to find out what the fuck, man. How'd you
gonna play a game of Town of Salem in Salem?
Take pictures. And yeah, you have to do that as well.
I'm going to stand in the middle. I'll tell you what, guys. I will take a video of it. I will take a video of me standing on the fucking green in Town of Salem asking if anybody wants to LARP a game of Town of Salem. We will live action fucking role play Town of Salem. It'll happen. So hopefully I'll catch you Salty Saturday folks on the phone. For all those who stopped by tonight, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We'll be here same bat time, same bat channel next week. Start thinking about haiku topics for next week because Miss Sally's Poetry Corner, I think it's coming back again. So we love you. We appreciate you. THL is love. THL is life. Until then, bye.
Goodbye.